There are times that I do video blogs that I'm really apprehensive about. And then there's times I do video blogs that I'm really excited about. Today, I'm extremely apprehensive. But I've had this question presented to me a few times. And I had a woman share with me a couple of weeks ago some really heartfelt thoughts that really changed my life and outlook on this video blog. And I've had, more comments, emails, tweets, YouTube comments than I could ever imagine was going to happen. And I'm so grateful for all of you that take the time to reach out, share your thoughts, share your story. And I felt like I needed to do this video blog. It's going to be extremely sensitive. And if you're very early on in recovery, this may not be a video blog that you want to watch right now. However, these things need to be said. If you are probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 months to several years into recovery, I think this video blog will give you some thoughts that will help bring some clarity to the mind of the unfaithful spouse, which I consider myself an expert in because I have been an unfaithful spouse. Today's video blog is not to trash, harass, or provoke or condemn the betrayed spouse. It is to provide insight to what we as unfaithful spouses think when we are in the middle of our affair. And I have found that when I share those video blogs, many betrayed spouses eventually thank me for them because it helps them see the toxicity, the depth of pain and hurt and confusion. It's just helpful oftentimes for the betrayed to understand what's going through the mind of the unfaithful during different seasons of whether it be unfaithfulness or addiction or right out of ending the affair or all the other different nuances and situations. Today I want to talk to you about why the unfaithful spouse finds that they can be so free and open emotionally and mentally with their affair partner and not with you, their spouse. I'm not saying, here's why you're blowing it, betrayed spouse, or here's why they're not intimate with you because you're the problem. No, I want to help you understand what's going through their mind and how they are thinking, because I think it will help you put some things to rest, grab hold of some truths that are going on in the overall recovery work that you're doing, and have an awareness of what is going to have to be repaired within your marriage if you choose to pursue restoration. Now, over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you some reasons why the unfaithful spouse in their mind feel like they can be so free and open with their affair partner and not with their spouse. To lighten the mood a little bit, there will be ample opportunity for you to think that what I am saying is, well, the unfaithful spouse and the affair partner are getting along so well because the affair partner isn't doing some of these things that the betrayed spouse is doing. So if the betrayed spouse would just stop doing these things, then the relationship would get back on track and everything would be great. And nothing could be further from the truth. That is not the case. But I am going to speak in a way that just describes where the unfaithful spouse is at mentally and emotionally. Number one, an unfaithful spouse will be so free and so open and just kind of let it all out with their affair partner because they, the unfaithful, feel like there isn't going to be any shame or judgment or correction. Because in that situation, it's not real life. It's fantasy. It's escapism. And in an escape situation, you're typically not corrected. You're typically not told when you're being selfish. You're being enamored by the affair partner. So the unfaithful spouse feels like they can just let it all out because the affair partner is absolutely usually infatuated with them, or they come from their own dysfunction. So the dysfunctional issues within the affair partner and the dysfunctional issues within the unfaithful spouse are just continuing to vibe. Or it's not always dysfunction. It is that the unfaithful spouse is wanting to be affirmed, wanting to be cared for not corrected. Secondly, the unfaithful feels the ability to be so upfront about all of their stuff, all of their life, because the affair partner is accepting of them no matter what, because they typically haven't had to live with them for 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. There is this kind of newness that the affair partner is so caught up in the newness of this relationship and the attention that the unfaithful spouse is providing, that it's really nothing but, oh, I so understand, I get it, oh man. They are seeking to validate the unfaithful, even if it's weird, even if it's dysfunctional or selfish or what have you. The affair partner just wants to be happy and just wants to be one with the unfaithful spouse. So the unfaithful spouse is kind of sharing all their stuff because they know that they're only going to be applauded, not corrected, because you don't correct in a fantasy. You just live life to the fullest and you just do whatever you want to do and enjoy each other, because there's not real life responsibility like mood swings and bill payments and parenting issues and debt issues and the inability to communicate freely and all the other millions of things that married couples or long-term relationships have to deal with. Thirdly, there is this dysfunctional affirmation that goes on typically between the affair partner and the unfaithful spouse. It's this back and forth of, you're right, oh, your spouse shouldn't do that to you, or you're right, your spouse shouldn't do that to you if the affair partner is married. There's this constant validation that's going on. And so the unfaithful spouse is looking for validation. They find it from the affair partner, and here we are. We're just constantly validating each other. And most of the time, the affair partner isn't going to disagree with the unfaithful spouse. Now, it may happen, it certainly can, but typically it's one big validation fest, and the unfaithful spouse loves that because they feel like, hey, this person gets me. This person finally understands me. Fourthly, one of the most seductive reasons that affairs are fueled is the fact that there's no backstory. You know, in your marriage, you've got somewhere, I don't know, a few years to a few decades of water underneath the bridge, unmet needs, hurt feelings, unmet expectations, things that have gone on, crises, health issues, woundings. There's all this water underneath the bridge. In an affair, there's none. It's just a fantastical, you get me, I get you, you make me feel this, I make you feel that, let's throw caution to the wind and escape from real life. Or there's obviously other affairs of, well, I finally met my soulmate and all that stuff, because there's no backstory. If they're together long enough, there will be a backstory and real life will come rushing in. But one of the reasons that the unfaithful spouse feels so caught is because it's this new, fun, unreal relationship. There's a curiousness, there's a refreshed desire to communicate and talk, because the unfaithful spouse isn't bogged down from all the water underneath the bridge, in their mind at least. And so they feel like, oh, this is so much easier, this is so simple, because there isn't all this other river of unmet needs or failures or mistakes that they even have made in the relationship. It's just a new relationship. Finally, the unfaithful spouse feels like they can be so free with their affair partner because typically they're just being worshipped in many ways by their affair partner, right? You can just do no wrong. There's just this lack of any kind of adjustment, correction, or touching on anything that is wrong. They typically will turn a blind eye to any type of dysfunction or even weirdness or kind of red flags. They'll turn a blind eye because they just want to feel validation. They just want to be loved. They just want to feel great about themselves. So they're using their affair partner to feel awesome about themselves, and a lot of times they don't even really love their affair partner. They love the way the affair partner makes them feel about themselves. I hope today has helped you understand the mind of the unfaithful. I know that some of those things are really tough to hear. Please know that none of that is to condemn you as a betrayed or condemn you as an unfaithful or mock either one of you. It's simply to answer the question that I get pretty frequently on why does that go on? Why does that dynamic happen? It's certainly not an exhaustive list either. It's a short one, but I hope it gives you clarity. I hope it maybe helps you see things differently, because recovery work is about repairing every one of those issues that the unfaithful is struggling with and the betrayed doesn't understand.